So here we are at the Stone Valley Vineyard. Purpose today is to talk about tomodynamics and what that means as far as growing grapes and making wine. My name is Tom Glace. I make wine for Barrison Winery and Balboa Winery, and with me here is Tom Walliser. He farms 800 acres of grapes here in the Walla Walla Valley, and he's the owner of Barrison Winery, and we've been working together on this project for 14 years now. He is going to explain a little bit about the tomodynamic farming system and what it means here in the Walla Walla Valley.
Well, I know a lot of you are thinking, tomodynamics, what in the heck's that? Sounds like a line of BS. But it's really not. In fact, it's based on science. What it is, it's a focus of looking at the soils and that relationship with the plant, and then the natural energy that we have in the soils and in the air, and how those interact, and how we can use those to make better fruit. And all of our vineyards, the Stone Valley, our Walliser Vineyard, Yellow Jacket, and Eidolon vineyards have one thing in common. They're all on these cobblestone rocks that we have down here. This is pretty similar to what we have in all of our vineyards. These cobblestones are basalt rocks that were washed out of the Blue Mountains thousands of years ago. These soils out here are almost entirely these rocks. Some of them are the size of watermelons, some of them are cantaloupe size, and some of them get down as small as peas. And so they're all sizes, and they go down 60 feet deep. This basalt is heavy into iron, and that's actually a unique characteristic. In fact, the soils that we have out here and how we're farming them are unlike what's being done anywhere in the world, and maybe anywhere else in this valley. Now, what we find is this relationship that we're able to have with these cobblestones and growing grapes out here does produce grapefruit, and the plants really love this type of soil. It's nutrient rich, and fruit quality's been really good, and we've always been happy with it, haven't we, Tom?
Yes, we have. And Tom, I think an important thing to touch on is we always get people that say, how do you get the minerality?
Well, the minerality actually is something that you and I have worked on for a long time and try to understand it. What is it? I mean, after all, how are you going to pull a mineral out of a rock? Well, what we've been able to do is, through years of working, we've had some experts in the field that we've worked with, and we've really focused on our soils and how do we maximize the soils with what the plant is able to do, and ultimately the fruit and fruit quality. The really exciting thing that just blew us away when we really came upon it is the activity that goes on in these vineyards on a full moon night. And as you know, we have an electrical grid in the world, in the soil, and it's an electromagnetic field that's everywhere on the earth. That's how a compass works. It always will point to the north, because that's where the electromagnetic waves are pulling it.
What happens to that compass on a full moon in the rocks, though?
Well, because of these rocks and this iron, this huge amount of iron, I mean, we're talking meters and meters of rocks down below here, and on a full moon night, that iron is able to increase the impulse activity of that electromagnetic field. And actually, we've seen it flip, go from north to south. Now, it only happens for a short time, but during that time, we have an unbelievable events that happen. And what we have is, when it flips, that electromagnetic field flips, the nitrogen molecules in the air actually bond and become dinitrate. Now, when that happens, we found in these soils we have the unique occurrence where it combines with molybdenum. That forms a compound called molybdenitrate. That is quickly absorbed by the root system and goes up the vascular system of the plant, supercharging it. Supercharging it to an unbelievable level, unlike anything we've seen. Normally you'd have almost like a molasses flow of nutrients going up. These things are lit up, going up this, and you're having all these nutrients, particularly the metallics, being pulled up the plant. Now, when it gets up to this fruit, is really unique because all of a sudden you've got nutrients and components that are in this fruit that weren't there before, and it only happens on these full moon nights. Now, during the course of the season, it does go up in slow times, but you take right at harvest time, August, September, October, that's the full moon nights when this really happens, because the fruit's able to pull it up. Now, we had a full moon last night, Tom.
Yes, we did. And so what that means for us is now we're here, we're tasting the fruit, we're feeling it, because you can feel the energy, you can feel it still charged, and we're waiting for that to kind of come back together to really kind of show that minerality.
Well, let's taste this, see what you think.
I think it tastes great. I've been tasting it. I would say, Tom, we're probably, I don't know, maybe 10 hours away from picking.
Well, there is this kind of chaotic sense in your mouth.
Yeah.
And kind of a tingly, tingly in your mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's still some energy in that fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So, probably another 24 hours.
Well, I'd say after 10 hours it's probably go time, but we have
so
about. So
you're thinking picking tonight?
Yeah, I think we pick tonight.
Okay. Well, let's do it.
All right. Well, thank you, and welcome to Tomodynamics.